It couldn't be a tougher kick.
I'm stood obviously with the other side, and as he kicked it just looks like it's gone through.
After literally 2 seconds in the air, I'm thinking, oh, he's got it.
Dead honest with you, I had no belief that that was going over.
When he's lining up, just hoping that he'd miss it.
To be fair, it felt like the longest kick I ever seen.
But yeah, I was like, please miss.
If he misses, Halifax have won the cup.
And I saw it like go this side of the post, and I was like, oh my god, and just like.
Well, good afternoon, one and all. Welcome to southwest London. We're at Rosslyn Park under the rain showers this afternoon, but bang up for this one. Semi-final one of the AB Sundecks 1895 Cup, with Wembley for one of these sides just a few weeks away.
As a kid, I never thought about playing at Wembley. Remember watching it on telly, Challenge Cup, Jonathan Davis commentator. Always a standout memory. He like Silk Cut Challenge Cup back then was what my first memories of it. But as a thought of me playing there, never entered my head.
I have memories from an early age of going down to Wembley, watching the games, and you hope one day that you'll get to play there. Obviously it's an iconic stadium. Football's national stadium, obviously football being biggest sport, so if it's the ground where England can play their football matches, it's obviously a big sporting venue, and it's obviously a dream that you do want to get there and play there.
I knew what Wembley was, I knew a little bit about it, and I knew about the Challenge Cup and everything that was a part of that, but I didn't think I appreciated the experience until actually walking into Wembley. It's until you get to do that, even as a fan, walking into that stadium, I get goosebumps right now just thinking about it.
I remember talking with my friend who I play rugby with, and but like, yeah, one day I'm going to play there. But I just like, being a kid, and I've been lucky I've done it twice. So when I look back on those memories and those chats I had with them is unbelievable. So yeah, definitely Wembley. It's no matter where you come from, if you love sport, you know what is Wembley Stadium.
I just didn't think about it that much. We're only till like I got a bit older and watched a bit more rugby and got that bit more interested in wanting to be a professional. Not just wanting to be a rugby player, but wanting to be a professional rugby player. That I took that interest and started looking at the things that it can lead to. And when I got a bit older and looking at a grand final or a Wembley appearance, like the pinnacle of being a professional rugby league player, and that's what I wanted to do.
Obviously being from Cumbria, it's not really, you don't go down necessarily supporting teams and stuff, but you obviously know it's the biggest fixture on the calendar, isn't it, getting to play at Wembley. And the small town that I'm from, is obviously not that many people get to do stuff like that, so I think it was a real proud moment for myself, obviously representing Mary Port and stuff like that, so one that I look back on with fond memories really, yeah.
You don't hear enough about it, I don't think. You don't hear enough about it in Oz, but it's up there with one of the best spectacles in rugby league, I think.
First, when I was a kid, Wembley was more a football stadium. And then 2007, we won the French Championship with my school, and we ended up going to Wembley, not to play, but to watch lucky for us, Catalan Dragon on the first time at the new Wembley. So I went there, and it was a first experience unreal for me. We were all the way at the top, and we were always joking with all my mates, like, oh, imagine we play there one day. And yeah, hopefully this day got there in the end.
Yeah, I think as you start out as a young kid, don't you, and the stuff you think about and stuff like that when you're obviously kicking about in park and playing as a kid and stuff, but to actually do it, it's strange to put into words really when you're out actually at Wembley and obviously the national stadium, but here's the stuff you dream of, yeah.
I didn't understand, how would you put it, the nostalgia of the place, I guess, like what it meant for people who were from England. So for example, for me, that place, Wembley, how it means to every English person here, for me it would be Eden Park. Growing up, wanting to be an All Black, that was our national stadium. even when I was born in Cook Islands, I was like, oh, Eden Park, that's the place I want to play, Eden Park. And then knowing that we're going to Wembley and just living in England, understanding like what there was for rugby league, Challenge Cup, big events happen there for football. You kind of understood it, but didn't feel. You didn't feel the same as what, say, the English boys felt playing there. Yeah, big stadium, cool. It was deeper than just that.
It probably wasn't until just before that semi-final game that I realised like the magnitude of what it actually was. And you know, obviously it's like a lush stadium, and it's, you know, always nice to play at those nice stadiums. But I guess I was missing the history behind it, and you know, everyone grows up here watching Wembley and knows the history. So I guess I needed a bit of like education around it. But after talking to the lads and seeing their point of view, and like I did a bit of research myself, I was like, it's actually mental that we have a chance to go there and, you know, write our own bit of history there. And yeah, like even just listen to the boys talk about what it meant to them and all that sort of stuff sort of instilled in me like the same passion it was to, you know, to make it there or have the opportunity to make it there at that point.
Yeah, I spoke to Adam O'Brien about, what's Wembley like for you? And you can see it in his face, just like, boom, like, oh yeah, like when we were kids, everyone want to play there. Like all the footy happens there, like the big boxing events happen there. I think it's just, but it just, for me, it was like how his face lit up when he was telling me. I was like, right, I'm with you. Because it's the same feeling I feel when you talk about Eden Park, and I'm like, yeah, that's where you want to play. So yeah, I was just jumping on them emotions of, you know, all the boys that obviously from England, looking at Wembley. That's where you want to be.
Got to the game, it was just one of those days where it was a little bit windy, a little bit wet, and you're just like, it's like not the greatest conditions to play in, but that's England as a whole. So
Wet day, rugby union place, big old pitch, 3G pitch, tiny changing rooms, couldn't swing a cat, not very comfortable, and all those things that make rugby league still quite special. I think that you end up playing at these places. It's not all the pristine cubicle type, you know, that you see at Wembley, for example.
The more worrying bit for me was the rain. You know, come from south of France, you don't play too much under the rain, so that was maybe my more main focus during the game. Make no errors, don't drop the ball, stuff like that.
Just didn't understand it. It was like you're in the capital, or you're playing at Rosen Park. It's your semi-final. It's televised, and this is what you. So I was like, right, you're trying to make it hard for us. I was like, I genuinely believe it, like, right, backs against the wall now, they're going to feel like, oh, we don't like this place, which we didn't. But rather than just using it as an excuse to play rubbish, I was like, this is fuel.
We kind of took a little bit of offence to it as a team, so we just thought, let's give it.
I mean, the picture, okay, it's artificial, so it's not too bad, but I thought, Jesus Christ, I thought they'd have put us in. They play Cherry Red Records, don't they? I thought that it probably did us a favour, actually. They've hammered us every time we've played there, so it probably actually did us a favour us playing there.
Yeah, I don't think motivation were a big thing. Like you say, it's a semi-final opportunity to play at Wembley, you'd play in a car park.
There was that, someone told me that we hadn't actually beat London at home in a very long time. I can't remember how long it had been, but 20 years. So yeah, that was that kind of plays on your mind, but at the same time, it was like, it's a cup match. Whatever happens, happens. So just go out there and give it your all.
Even from like driving there to getting off the bus, and it just felt like everyone was on, and you know, we knew how good London were. London are a good side, and they've proved that many times. But it just had a good feeling around the whole thing, that it was just, we tick this off and then we get to where we need to be.
We knew we had a good chance of doing a job on them, and we knew if we got our game right, played the game in the right areas and fronted up in defence, we knew we'd get the job done.
The opportunity of playing at Wembley is in the back of your mind, so you're thinking about that, but you're also thinking, oh yeah, I've got a job to do today. And I think the thing I was worried about most was I was playing in the halves, and I hadn't played in the halves all year. Well, I played one game against Newcastle, but that was on the other side, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, my mate Will Lovell's that back row, he's a big man, you know what I mean, I'm going to have to do some tackling. I think I've made most 5+ tackles a game, that's it. Whereas I'm thinking, 20 tackles, they'll definitely be coming at me because I'm not used to it. So yeah, I think that was some of the thoughts going through my head during that day.
Even leading up to that week, I think I wasn't even going to be playing. I was out for like 6 weeks, I think. And then I think Tibbsy picked up a bit of a knock, and then Grixie pulled me aside on, I think it was Tuesday, and he was like, are you ready for another go? I was like, absolutely, like, what a game to do it in. But it was weird how it kind of fell, because, if all those, revolving door moments, like anything could have happened, and I would guess I just got right place, right time, and I actually got to take part in that game and contribute.
I think we were just confident, really. Obviously, I don't think our league form had been, obviously, we all know with how we finished and stuff like that, but I think going into that game, we came off the back of we were building a bit, and we felt really confident coming into the game. It was a wet day. I mean, it was going to be a tough battle through the middle, so yeah, we were just really excited for the prospect of obviously being able to play at Wembley.
The kind of atmosphere of the game, were pretty quiet, and you could just feel kind of what was on the line.
No one really talked about it or thought about it. You just felt like, right, we're on here.
Like, spirits were high, but nothing daft, and I don't know, just seemed in a good place.
Ready for a decent game and knew the importance of the game, I suppose, so you don't really need to get yourself up for it. It's easy to get up for it because you know what's on the line. And all I had in mind is that they're not going to Wembley, we are. No matter what's going on, kind of league form, obviously we were up and down a lot last year. It's just a one-off cup game, and like I said, record down in London, being poor. No one really spoke about that or thought about that. We had belief within his team that on his day we can beat anyone.
It all doesn't matter come kick-off, does it? So we just have to get our heads around what the job in hand was.
Backs up against the wall, let's go. That was me. I was like, let's go. You want to make it tough? Let's go. Let's play.
The two sides being led out here at Roslin Park for semi-final one of the AB Sundecks 1895 Cup. What an opportunity for these two sides. London Broncos against Halifax Panthers, 7th against 6th in the Betfred Championship table. But this is 80 minutes for a place at Wembley. And here come Halifax to get us underway, semi-final one of the 1895 Cup.
One of those games, it was just back and forth. We had a chat before the game. I just remember talking to Adzi and Bob, just trying to get the forwards, get them fired up, saying get these boys. It comes down to them at the end of the day. I thought we can get them boys fired up and smashing them as much as we can. It'll give us a chance and we can nip it right at the end. So.
Yeah, it wasn't much, it was a bit back and forth, I suppose. They went, we went. Ball were a bit greasy, I think, and a couple of errors and stuff, but everyone were fronting up in defence, and I think both teams were struggling to unlock one another.
Things were under control, and I think it was all in our hands, really.
We were really focused, and if you look, the game was really like tip for tap. It was very like conservative type of rugby. You could tell that both teams were not here to like play fancy rugby and give cheap points.
I think the game, it were quite, like you said, conditions, even though it were an artificial pitch, it felt quite a slow game. I think London, as you can see now, with where they've got to, I think Eccles had instilled into them that they're a big, strong, physical set, fit, and they don't go away. So I think it was a relentless game, just us coming off our line, London coming off their line, them dominating the ruck at times, us dominating the ruck at times, and it just going back and forth.
There was definitely opportunities we had, especially on our left side. We looked at it, and I mean, they almost scored a couple of times, like Louis and Pick going around on that right side. So there were definitely a lot of opportunities.
Louis missed Woody out. It were Matty G ran the lead straight to me. Centre John Woody. McCann came in. I've tipped Salter. Salter's going down wing, and as Salter does, if he sees somebody, he plays it, and that's that. Which is fair enough because he's a great player and sometimes it comes off, but it didn't that time. But yeah, that were a close one. It wasn't a bad kick, but yeah, I don't know. I'm going to say I probably kept hold of it, but we won, so it doesn't really matter. But he's a confident player and likes doing what he does, and it works half the time, so can't complain. But yeah, we had a couple of chances.
I think we created a bit of an overlap on our edge. I think I kicked it back inside and Pickers caught it, and I think he were held up about 2 metres short, so we were on the front foot.
They've set up a really good field position. This is the last, by the way. They're just going to run straight to the sticks. Offloaded to Jouffre, who's hit hard on the last.
It's a dangerous offload. It's the first one we've seen. You can see the threat, but it would be. And conditions are getting blustery, getting wet. Good defence from both sides, we've got to say. No coincidence, it's 0-0.
Leyland back with Parata, barking the instructions. Norman takes it on. This looks good. Can they get McCartney away? Oh, he's brilliant from Halifax to shut out the danger. First real look at the line. London worked that perfectly, but the Panthers shut the door.
You know, we held on to them and all that for the first half, and I just remember their 5'8" missed a kick just before half time.
I think before half time I had ball and I got a penalty given away against me, which I didn't agree with, but it gave them chance obviously to knock 2 points over. And
oh, penalty London!
Wow, it was a tough penalty. I'm going to say it was a tough penalty. We don't see those very often given.
So Leyland with the opportunity to score the first points of this 1895 Cup semi-final. Bang in front of the post to nudge the Broncos clear. Oh, he's missed it. Wow. But I can't put that down to the conditions.
Well,
I have no idea what's happened there.
Well, he missed it. He missed it by a mile.
So I think that was a quite a big turning point as well, because although I feel like we were on top for a lot of the first half, they had their opportunities, but psychologically you go into, like, even if it's 2 points, you go in down at half time, it's automatically an uphill battle and you can start chasing the game. But him missing that kick, and I know because I was stood next to a few of the lads, they absolutely like ripped into him. You know, some of that gamesmanship, more of the gamesmanship side on the pitch, which you don't always see.
They missed that kick, which obviously all of us thought were justice, as we didn't agree with the decision that were given. But I think that probably gave us another kick, saying, right, look, it's still 0-0. They've missed that simple kick. If we can get a few opportunities, we can get the job done.
When he missed that, I just had that feeling that we can hold on here and get him in the second half. So.
Yeah, 0-0 half time, which is a rarity really. We went out, did a good job half time. We were in a really good position. I thought we'd look the better of the two, I think, but it was a good contest.
Half time 0-0, it's fine. We don't have to do anything fancy. We just have to be patient, stick to the process, and at some point, when you look at our team, you have some X factors that they can do something at any time, and that happened with Wamba. That also could be with Woody or Louis. So you just have to be patient and trust those players who, that's what they are here for, to like make something happen. And if you trust the process, us as forward, keep going forward, doing our bits. At some point, I was confident that some of them will do something special to get us out with the win.
We're coming in as completion were high, and we knew if it stays high, the second half of the second half, so the latter of it, can always tend to look easier then, because you've had your fair share of the ball. And
we'd had a number of chances and fluffed a few. They had a couple, they fluffed a couple, but generally I thought it was just a very good contest, playing a London team that were very confident at that time after coming off the back of a load of wins, and we have been up and down sort of thing. But they were a bit of a different feel to us that day, just with the definitive lose, you're gone part of it.
You know that when you lose, so you're not thinking about how we're going to lose this or whatever. You're just making sure that it doesn't happen. You're making sure that your effort areas within this game don't contribute to a loss.
Going at half time, I was like, we've got this. And I think we all felt like that. There was a good aura about us. We all just felt good, and I think we knew we could get that win.
We had a good conversation at half time. Everyone were in a good place, confident, and we went out in the second half and managed to get it done.
And who's going to strike first here after a scoreless first 40? Woodburn Hall promoting again, and here come the Panthers. And Walmsley can get away. Now then, Halifax right at the start of the second half with Woodburn Hall scrambling. Desperate defence from the Broncos. Can the Panthers pounce right at the start of this second period? Jouffre, Pickersgill back into a cul-de-sac of black shirts. This is the last. Can Halifax find a way through? It's with Jouffre. They're going to run it to the far side. Little slip, and London have done their job just, but boy, what a scare. Right at the start of the second half. Halifax in possession, quick play of the balls. Play on, says the referee, and Tangata takes it on with relish and gets his side a penalty. Now will Halifax go for two?
Yeah, the sideline's got the indicator up to the players, pushing for the 2 points. This is a set from London. They really need a big run from McCartney. They need a quick play of the ball. They need a double up. Oh, they've got the opposite.
Oh, they don't need that.
No.
And the referee goes back to the knock-on.
Knocked a couple of penalties off to give ourselves a little bit of room.
We all felt that we could win. I could just feel that energy around the dressing room. You just know you're going to win. Well, not know, but you can just feel that you should be able to get this job done.
We've been building coming into that game, and I think once you start playing well, you feel in games that they could come all day at your try line, that you're just in that mood that they're not going to score and you're going to keep turning up for your mate. And I think that was one of them days where you just keep turning up for your mate. And
you could feel it. You could feel you could fly out, do something without feeling pressured that it was going to affect, the rest of the set or affect everybody else, because everybody else was turning up for each other.
A lot of raps has to go to the middle in that game because they just kept turning up.
You could see people just working for each other, and you felt safe, like they weren't going to score. They weren't going to score. You knew we were going to hold them out. But we need to get points as well. Lucky come up with that freakish play.
I think we dropped the ball or something like that. I ended up in a tackle, maybe 2 tackles in a row.
Obviously, we'd been under a bit of pressure. I think it might have been set before, a couple sets before. I knocked on like play 2 coming out of our own end, and we were under Kosh. I think we may have been just in front with it 4-0 at that time. We'd kicked a couple of penalties, so a converted try from London would have put them in front.
I think we just made an error coming out of our end, and Soldy's just made an error, and we've just made 2 forward subs. And you can see, if you show the replay, you can see Callie and someone else just come on the field, and they initially saved that try down in that corner.
I'd just come back on, and I was getting it, and they'd shifted the ball to our left, their right. And
I remember it well, actually. I think I've just been involved in about 3 or 4 tackles coming down the field. We've gone into that corner, coming back across to the other side, and I just seen him intercept it, and I thought, you better score that now, because I can't feel my lungs.
Defending the amount of sets we defended, at some point you feel like you might break. You don't want to, but at times it can come. And I think they were shifting ball left to right, and I think they'd created a 2 or 3 man overlap.
I think we were stripped for numbers, and I was just hoping Mazo was going to bite on the fullback and just make him make a decision. And then I just remember shooting out, and I was just in between the 2 players. I can hit the centre or just go the ball, so I just went the ball.
Everyone does the homework on players these days, and throwing a ball over his head is quite a risky thing to do. 6'3" ginger beanpole, and he picks him out today. So
when I saw him coming, I went, why have he jammed? Because I'd managed to get off my defender, and I thought we were man on man then. So I've gone, why has he jammed? If he throws this long ball here, it's like a or bust tackle. And then when he leaped and caught it, I just went, yes. I
saw him, and it was like in slow motion. He went up for the ball.
I see him jump as I haven't seen him jump, maybe. Or you don't see it because he only do it at training against me.
He's just a crazy sucker, eh? I remember they had us. They had a man extra, so I've hit in, and all year I know if I've hit in, there's a chance Lockie's going to take the ball. And I don't know how teams still do it, but for some reason the bloke tried to throw the ball over Lockie's head, and as Lockie does, turns into 7 foot and pulled the ball out of the air. And I just remember he broke a tackle while he was still in the air. I've never seen anything like it. The bloke was tackling him, and he somehow got out of the tackle before he hit the ground, and then he was off.
The guy had him in his arms. I don't know why on earth he let him go. He had him in his arms. As soon as he hit the ground, I thought, if he gets those 5 more steps away from their fullback, I thought, that's close the gates, and he did. And I thought, get in there.
He's an absolute freak, man. I'd describe him that way every time.
His ability to get up, he sort of turns to catch, so he's got his back to where he's going. Land, turn, sprint was pretty good as well, to be fair. That's high level skill to be able to do that and awareness for what's going on.
But as I've jumped, I've caught the ball, I've got tackled in air as well. But when I landed on my feet, and he just basically let me go straight away and just took off. And Mazo's quickest in the team, he took off with me, and I could hear him screaming, going, yeah, give it.
He was pulling away, and I remember running next to him, and I was like, we were looking at each other like yelling, what's actually going on? I can't believe you just did that. And
he's like, no, you're right. And then I put my head down and went straight for the post. But I could see, I think it was McCarney coming across, but I already knew I'd beat him, and I was half celebrating with about 10 out, just knowing I was home and I was going to score a try. And once
he'd caught and got 5 metres distance. He was in, we knew he was in, and Jake just cruising next to him just to make sure he was there.
Yeah, I was just going, go on, like just screaming. I was like, I'm here if you need me, but I don't think you do. Or don't give it to me. And I think the funniest thing I remember is just seeing Mazo come past, because he's absolutely rapping. He just looks like he's cruising the whole way.
Ah man, just watching him streaking away, because you know he's absolute lightning as well. It was unbelievable.
When you see a Lachlan in open space, there's not many people that can run him down.
And now it's Halifax feeling it. The ball's come free and it's gobbled up by the Broncos. Farey taking it on. London just need to regather and regain the composure. Two Halifax penalties separating the sides as we await the first try. Parata, Leyland can Ray Louis get away. Oh, what an intercept from Walmsley! And now he's away! Oh, we won't be caught! He's plucked one out of the sky! And the championship's top scorer might have a score to nudge the Panthers to Wembley! What a play! What a play!
Relief, happiness, tired. I couldn't get there to celebrate with him.
I think I probably arrived with him to congratulate after the prop forward, so that's that's how long it took me to get there.
Chased him all the way down. I think I was the fourth one in out of everyone. Managed to get down there, so yeah.
I know it's bad saying that, but I didn't even try to chase, because you knew it was game over.
And he was just running up the field, and I think I was on our own 20-metre line when he scored, and I thought, oh my God, get in.
Even after he scored, we weren't even saying it, we were just yelling at each other. Like it was so crazy. But as I said, he does that every other week, so it was sort of like you knew it was coming at some point. Like if you give him the chance, he was going to do that, and you know he took his opportunity like he always does.
The celebrations were pretty wild when he'd scored. Everyone ran down and jumping on him. I think obviously it meant a lot to him as well with getting that try.
It was definitely one of the better moments of the game, and yeah, it was a really good memory.
Like having someone like that in your team just gives you complete confidence. Like they can come up with something massive like that. As I say, he's an absolute freak.
But that was just unreal, and to be honest, it couldn't happen to a better bloke than him.
I remember saying when I seen that picture, I remember telling Lockie, I was like, bro, that's iconic and that's going to go down as the best picture for this group. Well, I'm getting goosebumps, man.
What a picture that was that they got on it, diving over the line.
He's like pointing and laughing and smiling.
As I've come around and saw Simo, that's when I just pointed at him and celebrated, and yeah.
When I see that picture, I know the feelings that it brought and what it led to, and just the occasion of knowing that we've done something for this club, this group, whether you're supporters or coaching staff, players, club, massive. And just look at that picture. I'll tell you.
Just sense of relief, because I've scored that try, and just know that we're almost there. Like we're almost at Wembley. So to be able to do that and help the boys out in that way, it was just big for me and big for all the boys, I guess.
Yeah, I was just buzzing. I couldn't get over it, man. Like thinking, like I said, it just made that gap of us maybe got to Wembley, and I just couldn't get my head around it. Just could not get my head around it. I was just absolutely buzzing to give Camera a bit of glory.
Yeah, that was good, because I thought we worked really hard without much reward in that game other than the penalties up to that point, and that gives us a little cushion obviously then going into that final 20 minutes of the game.
And you knew deep down, if you put yourself in the shoes of London, that's a mind breaker. Because you're like, I'm putting pressure, and he can win an interception and score. And you're like, what do I have to do? So back to now shows all you have to do now is just to keep what we're doing, complete, kick there, spend some time down there, and don't consider any penalties to go in our hands.
So it like just took us that bit clear where we thought we sound here. We're all right, even though I did get a bit nervous at the end.
Yeah, that were a big moment in our cup run.
London need a score now. Parata towards the post. Still going deep, Parata.
Ruiz Kev! 3. Go 3.
Davis. Oh, London are over! Forcing the way through. We're not done yet. 10-4 with a kick to come and a couple of minutes to go.
It was only 10-0 at that point, I think. And then they scored a late try, and even for those last 8 minutes, I think, or whatever it was, 5 minutes, everyone was turning up for everyone. There was no bloke that wasn't going to miss a tackle, but it was just try savers left, right and centre.
I wasn't really worried after the score. I knew we got enough in us to bring it home.
I mean, when they scored that try, there wasn't too much time left, and they're a good outfit at London, and we're just running through my head that they can't win this. We need to do everything that we can do to possibly stop it, and we managed just to keep that onslaught of pressure out.
London had their say at the end of the game, throwing the ball sort of wide to West, and the lads scrambled, worked really hard.
They had that last play, they spread the ball, the hooter went, and I think the second rower tried to kick it, and Cav cleaned it up. And when I had to make sure he was okay, when he cleaned it up, I was like, don't drop the ball, make sure that whistle blows.
Ref blew his whistle and we'll go to Wembley.
Last play in the rain here in southwest London. This is last play. London on the last play. The hooters sounded, hacking it forward. Halifax will dive on the ball and celebrate a return to Wembley. 35 years after their last Wembley appearance, Halifax are heading back. They have beaten London in a gripping 1895 Cup semi-final. Lachlan Walmsley the match winner, and Halifax are heading to Wembley.
When the whistle went, the joy, I've not seen that on a rugby field before, in a tight, close-knit affair. I think the way we grafted for each other and worked hard, tirelessly for that 80 minutes to kind of get over the line and get the job done, the kind of raw emotion when that whistle went were something that we won't forget.
It's hard to explain. It's a mad feeling, something you can't really put into words.
Just a sense of relief that we're beating them there for the first time in 20 years.
You just to see the boys we've all come from and all the paths we've taken, and just how much it's meant to, a group of just men just achieving what they've set out to achieve. It was incredible.
That got me more than the actual us going through. It was just seeing how happy it made some of the lads, and then obviously some of the fans as well. Seeing the stuff on Facebook, Twitter, or whatever. It meant the world to them. So that I was just proud to kind of be able to do that for them.
I don't think at that point it had dawned us on how good it was going to be at Wembley, but just the fact that we could get there with this group of people. Obviously, I've got a lot of close mates here. I've been here a long time, and obviously being captain is a real proud moment that you're obviously going to be possibly leading the boys out at Wembley, and to get that over the line and that we knew we were going there, really good.
And after looking around me, everyone like started being happy and jumping everywhere, like cuddling and stuff. And all of a sudden, it was just like too much emotion and just start crying really. Start crying over emotion because all thoughts go in your mind. It's just you're going back to Wembley, and it just brings you back all those memories when you were a kid and about your people back home, partner at home, kids. I knew my little boy were watching as well, so you realize that you made them proud. You realize that you bring the club back to Wembley 35 years after with a special group of boys. I've been there now for 5 years, so the club is a big part of me. And so yeah, all of this together just loads of emotions, and it was good to like share that with with each other and also the Panther fans that were here. Yeah, it was just amazing, really.
Obviously, players sprawling around, some in tears, kinda, people jumping up and down. It was just wild, really, and something that I'll certainly never forget. Just the feeling of achievement and knowing, kinda, like we'd spoke about, might be a last chance for certain people, and knowing that we'd kinda delivered and give them an opportunity to play at Wembley, it meant a lot.
Everyone knows the older boys in our team. They've done most things. So for them to sit, hear them talk passionately about how much it would mean to them to get there. I just remember like looking around and finding them and just giving them a hug, going like, "How good is this?" Like, it's something we set out to do, and we're doing it. Like, we're going to do it.
Just for like the club, for the players that are coming to the end of their career and they've only got a couple of years left, like Bobby and Adzi, even Cav. And Kev, they've talked about being there before Kevo, so just a sense of realisation and relief that we've got there. I was proud to be a part of, and just for them boys.
I don't know if words can describe them feelings of. Do you know what I mean? You look at footage back of that game, you can see it in people's faces. Like, never mind me trying to tell you in words. Just watch that back. Watch that back. See people's faces.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yes. Yes. Get in there. Come on. Yes. Come on.
I was just saying it to people, like, we've got to Wembley, man. We've got to play at Wembley. And like, you cannot comprehend that.
You know, it was a good win when even Simon showed some emotions. You're over at Moon, but nah, all around good weekend.
It's stuff you want to achieve in your career, playing at Wembley, and so to do it there with team I love was perfect.
Obviously, we didn't expect a banner to be brought on, but must have been well thought of before the game to get that ready. But nah, like I said, it were good for the fans as well. Kind of like a fair few Halifax fans travelled down that day, and to kind of run over to them with that banner, all players getting a photo in front of fans, celebrating with the Wembley poster. I think that were a special moment as well, and obviously the photos are stuff you can keep and memories that you have of that day, because obviously we'll remember the final, but that was probably a big game, like I said, in its own right to kind of get us there.
Sort of playing there where some of the best in the world have played there, football, rugby, etc., all sports, like, it's a great accolade and achievement just to play there, never mind win. So like, just like my head were ridiculous. I got more, me and Bob Fairbank got a bit emotional. I think everyone were a bit emotional because it was a proud moment for the club and for everyone personally. So I feel like a lot of people achieved their dream that day.
What about that, Nate? What about that? Who's got Wembley? We can! We saw! We conquered!
After the game, we went straight into where all the crowd was, or our supporters, those loyal ones that are always there every week. Went down there and celebrated with them, and then got in the sheds. And it was just madness, to be honest. Just because you know you've won the game, we just got straight in there. I think Grixie's only just walked in. We're already belting out the team song, enjoying it.
Oh, they did it twice, didn't they? They couldn't wait for me. They were too excited. I had to do the press after, which is always a bit of a nightmare. Straight after a win, you want to get in and enjoy those moments, because I've been guilty of not enjoying the wins too much and focusing on what's next. That's something I've learned and certainly need to get better at. But, you know, taking the win for what it is, soak that one in before you move on. But yeah, they didn't mess around. They got in and did the song, but they were all that happy.
Yeah, well, I had to lead it, and I was a bit hoarse from like talking in the game. Obviously, I think there's a photo of me in the middle, like obviously shirt off or whatnot. So trying to lead that and trying to be as loud for everyone, it was an absolute brilliant experience, and I got absolutely soaked. I don't know what got poured over me.
There's water and beers and that going everywhere, and just to have Damo there as well. He come in, and we just finished talking to Grixie, and he had no words to say. He just got his hand, got the drum again and started beating the drum, so he done the song again.
Mental, yeah, it was good. It was, you know, it would have been, we knew we had another job to do, so it wasn't too wild, but just the feeling and energy, and I think Damo come in and was banging the drum, and it was crazy scenes.
He's normally the reserve one, and he enjoys being in the background, but he were in the mix. Obviously Damo being from Halifax and everything, and big part of the club now. Yeah, he got amongst it.
And then just taking it all in, we're going to be playing at Wembley with this club. Fantastic, you know. So it was, the journey back was pretty good as well. The boys certainly enjoyed that, you know, tops off for all sorts. It was good.
I think that was the longest song I ever heard. I don't know the lyrics, so it was very long for me. I'm just singing "All Facts Are We." That's the only thing I know about the song. But it went on for maybe 10 minutes. Just keep going, Adzi on the drum, keep starting it again.
Yeah, it was just amazing. You wanted for that moment just to press pause and just embrace, enjoy. And again, I bang on about my age, but 34, it was just like taking the most of it, because this is nearly done. And this is the kind of buzz that I work as well on the side, and you don't get this kind of buzz when I sign a deal of work. Even if it's a big deal, you don't have the same buzz, the same emotion, the same camaraderie with your mates, with your teammate, that you just like wear the jersey every week in, week out, and you go through loads of emotions, high, low, and just this moment you just want to hold it, pause it, and just enjoy it. Don't think about anything else.
going down as winning songs, I think there's that one. For me, there's the Bradford Cup quarterfinals one. That was obviously a special moment for me. Beating Feb this year at the start of the year, that was a really nice one. And oh mate, that beating Bradford, nailing Bradford, that was awesome. It's always nice beating Bradford, isn't it? I'm not gonna say I hate them, but let's just say I like beating them, shall I say? So that was a special one. But yeah, top two. I'd say top two definitely, if not number one. Well,
yeah, I've had some good ones over the years, but yeah, it's got to be up there, hasn't it? Yeah, we have had some good ones. We've had a good group of players here since I've been here. We've had some good wins, some good celebrations. To lose away, that were a mad one. I didn't even play in that.
Easily one of the best ones. The derby ones are always good ones against Bradford, and obviously there's the odd occasion here against other teams or big games or whatever, or where we might just nip it. But yeah, that were an absolutely bouncing change room. A lot of energy and a lot of giddy people. Very giddy on bus home. I think I Neil got clouted a couple of times, so did Will Calcott, but we survived.
If you take screenshots in your head, like they're the dressing room ones you wanna remember. We've got a pretty good song, to be fair. Ben Kay, I think Ben Kay did that one. Benny Kay came up with that song, and it's something that we've probably looked at changing once, just to freshen it up, but I've ended up going straight back to it because it's a pretty good song, some good lines in there. Yeah, lads love it. I think now and again it gets aired on social media for the club and that, the team song. But yeah, generally that was you want to get home, don't you? So we get in, celebrate, get dressed, boys, as quick as you can. Pizza's on the bus, off we go. So it was a good day, a really good trip, well planned, organised, and again, really grateful for the board giving us the best opportunity we could to have some success down there and get a crack at Wembley.
At what point does it sink in?
It didn't. Still probably am. I still when I speak about it, I don't know. Sometimes I'll maybe a convo will creep up, or I might even see a picture or just eating out of and then it's just I'll just have the memories in my head where I'm walking around pitch, or just the thoughts of the full time whistle at London and being like, wow man, I've got to play at Wembley.
The excitement that we just did something, like going to Wembley. Everything that you set out that you wanted to do that year, it was going to happen. And then when you get to Wembley, it's like, right, we need to win now.
I don't know if it was just one of them days that we were on and it was meant to be, or whatnot, I don't know, but luckily it went in our favour.
Even though the score didn't reflect how we felt, I think the performance and how we played that game and how we turned up for each other the whole 80 minutes, showed how we were feeling that day.
I've been here a long time and I know how much Halifax means to a lot of people in this town, and they obviously want to see it on the big stages and stuff like that again, but I think obviously with how it had gone this year, and obviously the league didn't go how it wanted to, I think that this was a bit of positive that the fans could get involved with, and a day out at Wembley isn't bad, is it?
You felt like a bit of a hero, like people just, to make people that happy, obviously we are as well, but to make people that happy who have travelled all the way down to London and spent their hard-earned money and follows up and down country, to bring that sort of smile to their faces means a lot.
There weren't that many fans there. It's a trek, isn't it, to get down there, and the expense of everything at the moment. And yeah, we had a really nice moment. Come the end of the game, we win, and again, talk about emotion. I think that were displayed in the lads on field. There were a few tears there, and some blokes who were normally quite reserved, whooping up and carrying on a little bit. And obviously our fans got to experience that, which were great. And obviously when you win on a long distance game, it's always a great journey home. The other side of that coin is a pretty sour affair, but yeah, we had a good drive back.
We knew what we did and just wanted to enjoy what we did with that group that we were there with. And it wasn't until on the bus, like an hour later, I started checking messages and stuff like that. But I just wanted to enjoy the moment, enjoy the time of Do you mean, because you never see it, you never get it again, how that person felt that exact moment when you won the semi.
Getting the loads of messages coming through, obviously from family members and friends, and it just meant a lot. You could see the emotion coming through on phone calls and FaceTime, what it meant to your family members who've been there, followed you through your journey, and what it meant for them to see you succeed and get an appearance at Wembley.
The first message was from my partner, saying that she was proud of me, especially like that week and those few months we had, and telling me how proud she was for me going through all this adversity and make it, even if I think she's a big part of that as well. I wouldn't have been able to do it if I was on my own, so that was good. And also to have a text of my little boy, because he said he watched it, so that was the two main messages for me that just made my day.
Mum and Dad messaged me straight after the game, and I think a couple of mates and that just saying congratulations and hearing about the try, and then you obviously uploaded it later on, and they were just, I think everyone was just so happy for us and happy for Halifax again, so it's unreal.
I rang my missus, she all made up, and then flicked it internet on when I got on the bus, and yeah, it erupted. Everyone's made up, so it was good. And everyone booking the tickets, so it was nice.
Immensely proud that she'd been crying and whatnot, which again, she wanted the game, but that's one of the reasons why I play, to make my mum that proud that I know how proud she is, that makes me happy, and I'm glad that I can sort of bring that to her and makes it worthwhile. Some days are long and training nights are hard, and 3 times a week in pre-season, and you're not you're getting earache off misses or whatever. I've just got little in now, so it's obviously going to be hard this pre-season, but when you've got moments like that and you make your family happy and proud, you think it's definitely worth it.
I think just generally really happy for the lads, happy for the people that have put in the work, really, not just those on the field. Sean, Kitman, Cov, Dale, Gaz, they come down, obviously the media team, new blokes. Sarah, Jenna in the office, Cara, who's worked really hard this year to engage our community and get some young people down. I hope I haven't missed anyone, apologies for that. A lot of hard work goes on behind the scenes, and I think, probably going off topic a bit here now, but I think we're criticised a lot as a club. I'm from Halifax, so I hear most of it. Criticised a lot about what we don't do and whatnot, without much thought for what we're actually resourced and set up to do. And they don't get pats on the back often enough. But I think, all the people in the background, not the performance team on the field, I think for them as well, really good reward. And obviously they get to go to Wembley as well. It's not just the boys that get to go. They got to come and have a day out of it. And again, after a few lean years, a lot of lean years, an opportunity to go down to Wembley and support the team and enjoy that was really good for them.
At that point, you don't want to let your mind wander too far into the future. You just try to deal with what you're doing in the here and now. And like I say, a long trip, but a great day. Obviously, a momentous end to that game with Wanderers' try, and then then you can start to dream. But also at that point, you realise that there's an awful lot to do. You want to really get things moving. So. We had all kinds of planning. So although it was really exciting, there was also a lot going on in the background to get it as good as it could be for the day.
Yeah, overriding feeling, coaching staff, bit of relief, bit of emotion as well. I think like you've done it, you've got there. But again, I need to get better at it, definitely. But the coach is different. You hang on to a loss for longer and you get rid of a win quicker because you need to get on to the next job, because winning this week doesn't mean nothing next week. You've got to go and do the next bit. So, a couple of beers on bus, relax a little bit, and then before you know it, the laptop's out and you're starting to cut little bits on your way back while you've got time to kill, while the crazy gang are in back carrying on a bit.
Well, I probably took it a bit far on bus home, but it was one of them ones good to be a part of, and I think when you finished, you miss them long bus trips back from London on a good win. So, it was a good day.
Welcome to South West London. We're at Roslin Park, semi-final one. this is 80 minutes for a place at Wembley.
Interception of Wolseley! Wolseley is going! Can he go all the way? Lachlan Wolseley! Lachlan Wolseley is away! And Lachlan Wolseley to Wembley! And that's it! Halifax have won! Halifax, for the first time in 35 years, get to Wembley for the final of the 1895 Cup. What a game here in London. Wembley, here we come.